Turn it up, 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 turn it up.
And welcome back to All Four Downs. It is the CMG Sports Podcast Network, and it's presented by them. And let me tell you, it is week 16 in the books. And before we get started, I'd like to say, hey, man, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Facebook. Click a like. Leave your comments. Let us know what you think about our show. And, of course, be a part of our conversation because we're making our picks for week 16. And man, the race is getting tighter and tighter as the season's almost to a close. And Hector, this past weekend, man, it was just craziness.
It was
craziness.
I tell you. I mean, you're talking about with the COVID and everything, it just shuffled everything around for us. So, who's playing when, where, I mean, who's going to be playing. It was just crazy all over. But besides yesterday, we've had football all week, it seems like, for the professional level, the NFL level.
Yeah, absolutely right. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's like I'm feeling football for Tuesdays instead of Thursdays. I mean, you got enough time for these players to finish the game on Tuesday and then rest for Sunday's game compared to finish the game on Sunday, try to ice yourself or get your body right for a Thursday game. And I think that makes more sense. But again, when it comes to common sense from the NFL, it's not so out the window, man. And a lot of players are complaining too because of the fact that they're changing the rules for the COVID-19 regulations, trying to get people back faster to play football. And they're waiting for the last second to change these dates. And, whatever happened to the actual protocol that they had last year? Did it get lighter? I mean, this here is almost like the flu season, right? This is the flu season time. Is that what we're gonna see every year, experience every year? This is going to be now called the COVID season,
right? That's what it seems like. I don't know. We want to see it go away, but it doesn't look like it's going away. I mean, and I think it just takes each one of us to make that change. It starts with you individually, and then start trickling down. But until then, especially when it comes to sports, look at the NHL. The NHL shut everything down till next Monday. They're not going to play, and I think it's smart. I think the NBA should take that route, and maybe the NFL need to think about this too. I mean, why put people at risk, just for our pleasure? I mean, yeah, I get we're the paying people, the fans, we pay the money to see these players, but their lives are more important. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It's just they need to think about this. They need to change. Something need to change.
That's something to do because look, there's a lot of playoff implications going on, and we're gonna start by last Tuesday. When you had the Eagles. Go ahead.
Yeah, and we're not gonna get off the subject with the NFL and everything like that. But if you look at the news, what Texas A&M did with their bowl game, they opted out. They're not playing.
Right. So they opted out.
Right. So when we look at this with the NFL, how this affects these teams when it comes playoff time. You don't want them to opt out and just cause a forfeit and allow this next team to go on, but when you start playing third strings or people off the streets, just to have a game, I mean,
get them on the practice squad, especially something that the Washington football team did. They grabbed the guy on the practice squad and next thing you know, I mean, he didn't do a bad job, to be honest with you.
No.
But it comes with preparation, right? Because you're preparing for that starting quarterback, and then you throw a curveball and somebody else jumps in. You don't know what you're going to get.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Sound like Forrest Gump about the box of chocolate. Yeah. You never
Riding
know.
like a box of
Um,
chocolates.
but the Washington football team, if they would have won that game, they would still be hitting strong for the playoff spot, right?
Yeah,
Unfortunately, they came to a loss to the Eagles 27-17. And
yeah,
then you also have the Rams and the Seahawks. The Rams won 20-10. Now, dude, I'm a big fan of football. I respect that. But if they could cancel Thursday nights and have us watch some football Tuesday, I think everyone will be happy about it.
yeah. I think so. I think that would be nice. You see a different change, you know. So,
Mhm.
but it is what it is. I mean, we've been dealing with Thursday nights for a very long time. We just now started with this Tuesday thing because of COVID. It happened last year. It's happening now. At least
Mhm.
they know that they can do it. We know as fans they can do it, you know. But are they going to go away with the Thursday nights? I doubt it. But I mean, we can wish what we want.
Yeah, it's
I
just
get
something
it.
they have to discuss in the offseason. Big shout out to Sandro Arroyo Sanchez. That's right. The show must go on. Of course, it has to go on, man.
Yeah,
It has to because it gives us more something to talk about, right?
yeah, yeah.
But
Definitely.
here's something that we're also talking about right now, and it's the week 16 schedule and the standings, man. Look, it's getting even tired. We start with the AFC. The New England Patriots are still in first place, but they have a big task at hand as they get set to ready to go against the Buffalo Bills. Look at their division record. They're 3-1.
Yeah,
So, and that one loss came against Patriots. As you know, the last meeting, Patriots did defeat the Bills in a very windy, wintry game. Okay.
yep.
And the winner here takes first place of the AFC East. And then look at Miami Dolphins, who they've won 6 in a row. They're now 7-7. They're creeping up, and no one's talking about the Miami Dolphins.
No, they're not. They're really not. I mean, okay, you work with the schedule that you got. I think Miami's, winning streak was a little soft, but hey, they did what they had to do. I think to me personally, the only hard team that they had on that 6 game winning streak was the Baltimore Ravens at that time. But look, I'm not taking nothing away from it. You got to do what you got to do to make the playoffs, and they're doing exactly what they need to be doing. They're winning games, and they're making a statement. They're saying Buffalo, New England, this is not a 2 team race anymore. It's a 3 team race. Watch out, we're coming for you, and we can still win that division. If you both slip up, we'll take it. So,
Yep. There you go. Absolutely. Now we got the AFC North where look, I'm with you. I'm with you on this. I know you said it last week. The Cincinnati Bengals
right.
should be the team to win this. You look at the differential, they're 66 points ahead of everybody else. The Ravens, the injuries are just catching up to them. They are so lucky to be where they're supposed to be. And you
Yeah.
got to give credit to the whole entire staff for the preparations they have done. The Pittsburgh Steelers, I mean, you want to call them an average of senior citizens playing the game. I mean, they're there, right? With that tiebreaker was making it's a big difference.
Yeah.
And surprisingly, you don't know what you're going to get out of the Cleveland Browns. And like I said, man, that COVID-19 is a factor here, man, and that affected the Browns. Who knows what could have happened on that Tuesday?
I
But
know.
I'm sorry, they played on the Monday night,
Monday,
right?
Monday night, yeah.
Right.
But okay, same difference. I get it. I know what you're
Yeah,
talking about.
I you
So
know,
they beat the Raiders. They're in first place. They lost to the Raiders. They're in last place. I mean, that's the difference there in that whole division. That's just crazy.
and
Crazy.
that's a big bounce back win for the Raiders too, because they were also heading in a different direction.
Yeah.
So in AFC South, we have the Titans where they had a huge lead, and now the Colts are catching up, and the Colts look better than the Titans right now.
Jonathan Taylor's carrying that team. He's rushing that team to first place, man. I mean,
And I'm glad that you mentioned his name.
God,
Should he be considered the MVP of the NFL this year?
he should be considered. He should be considered. His name needs to be in there because if Derrick Henry didn't go down, then we won't be talking about this. But it's unfortunate that it happened to Derrick Henry. But you got to give props to Jonathan Taylor. I mean, this man is just taking the league by storm as a running back. I mean, he's just on fire. I mean, how can you stop him? I mean, you want to call him Derrick Henry Jr.? I don't care. This man he's on fire.
He's definitely on fire, and that offensive line has a lot. Give them credit for what
Yeah,
they've done, man. Give them
yeah,
credit
oh,
because
definitely.
they're the most dangerous team. They
They
are
could
the
be.
most dangerous team right now. Sanders says he's in the running Vegas has him at 3 to win. Okay. Oh, I got you. I got you. I got you. He's in a run. So Vegas has him at 3 to win. Um, I'm tired of hearing the Aaron Rodgers MVP. I'm tired of hearing Tom Brady the MVP. And I'm tired of them saying that most of the time it's the quarterback, which I got it. The quarterbacks are the ones that run the offense, but if you look at it, without Jonathan Taylor, you don't have the Colts fighting for a playoff spot. And
Right.
I think that definitely he deserves it all the way. The
Oh, I
AFC
agree.
West, the Kansas City Chiefs are back where they're supposed to be, but to me, they still look vulnerable. You know what I mean? When the Chargers played the Chargers were able to move the ball just like that, right? And then
Yeah.
they got the hiccup here and there. And if it was that easy, what would happen if it was the playoffs?
Yeah, I just think in that game when they played each other, it was the fourth down that got the Chargers. When you look back at their fourth down efficiency, it's not that good. And they just tried too many times to force that ball on fourth down against the Chiefs instead of taking the points. I hear a lot about this analytics. Analytics says you do this and do that. But look, let's go back to old school. You know what I'm saying? If I got a chance to beat you, I'm going to take the points. Okay, I'm going to take the 3 here and the 3 here. And if they would have done that, they would have won that game, and we would not be talking about the lead that the Chiefs got, but we'll be talking about a tighter race between these two.
We would have seen the Chargers in first place. And not only that, but the Ravens did the same thing.
Right.
Everyone's afraid of giving the ball to Aaron Rodgers in the last minute of the game, or Tom Brady's or something like that. Well, why don't you just play actual defense and stop this game? You know what they're going to do. They're going
Yeah.
to throw the ball. What are you going
Right.
to do? And I
Right.
know a lot has to deal with, well, if I do this, then I get called a pass interference,
Yeah. Yeah.
and so on and so forth. But you got to play the game. Something that we saw last night with Army versus Missouri on the Armed Forces Bowl, where they played. They played to win. It doesn't matter. You're the defense. You got to stop them. And
Yeah.
because of Missouri's defense for that pass interference, which was legit, that pushed the ball even further. But I mean, congratulations to Army on that game. One other note that Senator was talking about is, I know it's a long shot, but Cooper Kupp should be in the conversation too. He's breaking wide receiver records, and he can win the Triple Crown when it comes to the position, leading in catches, yards per game, and touchdowns. I agree with you 100%. I mean, yes, definitely considered, but what are they looking for as far as the MVP? That is the big question, and that's always debatable, And if neither one of them wins, actually, let me stop right there. Whoever wins is always going to be an argument of somebody else should get it. And that's
Right.
exactly what we're going to get at the end of the season.
Yeah.
And let's move on to the NFC. The East, the Cowboys are up ahead 3 games. I could safely say the Cowboys will be the NFC East champions, right? The NFC North, the Green Bay Packers already clinched. The Vikings, they're hanging in there by a thread. No threat to the Bears and Lions because they're already eliminated. The only big news in this division since day one is, will Nagy get fired? And 16 weeks straight, and I'm still hearing the same story. It shit gets old in Chicago, I'll tell you. The NFC South, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will definitely win it also. I think they'll clinch this weekend. And then in the NFC West, which is probably the best division in NFC, this is a tight race. The Cardinals and the Rams are in first place. Yes, they both split, but if you look at the division record, the Cardinals are 4-1 in that division. But watch out for the 49ers because they're
Man.
playing some good football.
Yeah, but look
They're
at that.
running the ball. They're doing what they're supposed to do. But I'm still sold on the Rams. I think the Rams will be in first place by week 17.
Yeah, the 49ers don't have an impressive division record to say that they're going to win that division. I mean, you need a total meltdown for them to win that division, so they're just in control of their own destiny for the wild card. I see that. But yeah, I mean, Arizona, they just look like they're in the melting pot, and it's like trying to give it's Christmas, like they're just giving the Rams a Christmas gift here.
Right,
So,
absolutely. Well, speaking about the playoffs there, look, man, here's the standings. Chiefs, Patriots, Titans, and Bengals, they hold the top 4 spots there because they're in first place. The Colts and the Chargers and the Bills, all with 8 wins. But the Baltimore Ravens, if they would have played that card right, instead of going for that 2-point conversion and maybe go to the And understand they're depleted roster. But if they were to kick that, and who knows what could have happened in overtime. But now they're looking themselves as number 8 right now. They're outside looking in.
Yeah.
They still got a possibility of making it. They really do. And I kind of trust the Ravens, man. I really do.
I'm still stuck on the Bengals, man. I just
Yeah,
Ravens,
but then we go for the Bengals, and then when you think the Bengals should be set, then they go and lose.
yeah, and then next thing you know, the Browns are in first place, and then we talk about the Steelers who would take. I don't know.
It's
That
the
division is
AFC
confusing.
North is crazy, man.
It is crazy, yeah. It is.
It's just to show, man, that if that team was healthy, who knows that they would have been the number 1 seed.
All I know is that the Colts get stuck at number 5. They're fixing to just unload Jonathan Taylor, on that number 4 seed team, whoever's coming out that north. I'm sorry, but Jonathan Taylor's gonna have a field day with one of those NFC.
Yeah, but you know what? Though sometimes in the playoffs, it's like when you said about Peyton Manning when he first went to the playoffs, right, with the Colts. Like, oh man, the Colts are going to do something, and then they get eliminated on the first game. So
Hey, you never know. The Colts might still win that division. We talk about Tennessee in that position. Who knows?
the Packers, Cowboys, Buccaneers, the Cardinals hold. And they're in first place right now. The Rams, 49ers, and the Vikings. Man, I think if I'm look, man, I think it's safe to say that we're gonna have 3 teams in the NFC West in the playoffs. What's pretty fascinating right now is the 7th seed, which you got the Vikings, the Eagles, and the Saints tied, and then you still got the Washington football team and the Atlanta Falcons. Really, they're hanging in there.
Yeah.
I do foresee the Carolina Panthers are eliminated. I think they should be out. And I think the biggest mistake they did was get Cam Newton. But hey, it is what it is. Sander goes Dallas versus New England in the Super Bowl, the battle to be the true America's team. LOL, psych. It will be dope though. I'm not a big fan of the Dallas Cowboys, but I hope that when they do, they're gonna fall back on their asses in the first game, and then that's a wrap for the Dallas Cowboys. And then the next conversation will be, should their head coach still be the head coach of the Cowboys? You know what I mean? Like, his time management wasn't right. The guys weren't prepared. You're gonna hear all these excuses when it comes to them. So, I'm just not sold on that, man.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not trying to be a Cowboy hater, and I know people will say that. It seems like a lot of Cowboy fans will say that. But look, I'm just looking at it from a realistic standpoint. The Cowboys are trying to trend in the right direction, but they're playing against 3 other division foes that are truly, truly weak. So you can't tell me you can't take advantage of that. The Cowboys are more healthier and they're more stable than the other 3 teams in that division. So yeah, they're going to continue winning in that division. Okay, but when it comes to outside of the division, inside your conference or interconference games against the AFC, can they handle that? Because right now they look sloppy against the AFC West this year. Okay, I mean, they just completely flatlined against every team in that division in the AFC West.
But one will argue with you saying that now the players are going to get healthier now, that guys are coming back, and they got Micah Parsons there, which is he is the best defensive guy in that team. But then you got Dak Prescott, who's not really throwing the ball very well. I think
and when
the injuries, I think he's going through PTSD with that broken ankle.
I mean, and you really got to step up your game if you're going to play 4 quarters with Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady. Okay,
Absolutely.
Right now, them 2 are the top tier quarterbacks in the NFC, and until you could play offense with them, I'm sorry, man, it's going to be a 2-team race in that NFC. I don't think the Cowboys are ready for that. The Cardinals are definitely not ready for that. So, if any Cardinal fans want to come on and say I'm a Cardinal hater, I'm just trying to speak facts here. Maybe the Rams with their defense. I don't know.
Week 1, the Rams are going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and I know you're true to that, and they're playing. They're starting to play like that all of a sudden.
It was scary though. It was scary. I was like, damn. And then I said the same thing about the Raiders, and now I'm like, oh.
Well,
it would have been a great storyline.
Well, it still can be. I mean, they did beat the Browns. Woohoo!
And once again, this show is brought to you by the CUG Sports Podcast Network. Visit clovercrestmedia.com for more updated news on different sports and whatever your genre is, man, because, man, they got wonderful shows. There's over 40 shows with Clovercrest. definitely got to check them out. Once again, it's clovercrestmedia.com. And let me put up the banner here, man, because, there it is on the bottom right-hand corner of your screen is clovercrestmedia.com. So it's the best of the best in our local area. But hey, let's spread it out there. Let everyone know that CMG, man, is the next best thing. We're talking like true fans up in here. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Enough of this political stuff that you hear on the television or on the radio. We're just being for real up in here.
Yeah,
So
there's a whole lot under that umbrella, man. It's just not sports, man. Check it out. You like a little bit of everything. They have it. They have it for you.
And you know what? We're going to have it right now with our NFL picks right here. Starting with Thursday Night Football. The 49ers go to town against the Titans. So San Francisco's in favor in this game. Garoppolo looking strong and the right time. He's already thrown over 3,000 yards. But then they got the running back Foreman with 77 carries for 348 yards. He's trying to push through the same way Derrick Henry's trying to do, but I feel like the Titans are slipping right now. I don't trust Tannehill, and the
Right.
way that defense is playing right now for the 49ers, it doesn't matter if you're on the road or at home. I'm taking the 49ers in this game.
Yeah, I like the 49ers too. I mean, I think the Niners right now offensively is rolling. Right now, Jimmy Garoppolo is spreading the ball around pretty well. And you look at the defensive side of the 49ers, they rank sixth overall, eighth in passing. So, I mean, I think if the Titans try to throw that ball, which I think they're 23rd in the league in passing, I don't think they're going to be able to do that. I don't think Tennessee has the firepower right now in this stage to try to get anything going against San Francisco. And the 49ers are a good road team anyway. So I think there's a good start tonight, Thursday night football. 49ers, Titans. It's going to be a juggernaut, but I do got the Niners winning.
Oh man, I'm looking at the over under 44 and a half. I got a gut feeling that this game is going to go over 45 points, man.
Yeah,
So
it could be.
I'm gonna bet over 45 in this game. We're
Okay.
due for a Thursday night high scoring game, a shootout.
Sounds
Um,
good.
but then again, Tannehill, man, I just don't trust the guy. His shootout will be like maybe 3-4 interceptions tonight.
Mm, okay.
All right, moving on to Saturday's games. We got 2 games scheduled. Hopefully, it is scheduled. All
Oh,
right, but
yeah.
the Browns do visit the Packers and the Colts and Cardinals. We'll start with the Browns and Packers first. All right, Green Bay's at home. They're undefeated, 6-0. The Browns, should they be a complete team going in? Who do you got in this game?
I got the Packers. I think the Browns are just all over the place in this game. Aaron Rodgers, even with 9 toes, I think he's just a lethal weapon on offense for this team
Did you
right now.
have to say the toes, man?
I'm so sorry.
Man, I
Maybe
think that's overrated, man, to be honest with you.
I just like to make fun of it. I mean, he's walking around with an injury that, I guess he's trying to overplay. I don't know. It don't make no sense to me.
You know what?
Playing this well with
That
9
game
toes.
with the Packers, last week, he kind of smirked, right?
Right.
After beating the Ravens, and he kind of smirked during a post interview on the field, and they asked him what you laughing about. He didn't want to answer, and I'm like, all right, this motherfucker's too cocky right now. Like this guy is standing there like, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but
Right.
don't you got a feeling that he thinks he's above the game?
I think he does. He think he is better than the NFL stuff. But you're never going to be, no matter who you are, what player you are, what status you hold in the NFL. You're never going to be bigger than the game. I'm sorry. I don't care who you are.
He's like Batman, right? Batman's the favorite. They love him. He's our hero. And then all of a sudden, well, we need a villain, and let's blame Batman on this one. And now we're gonna blame on Aaron Rodgers. We're gonna hate on Aaron Rodgers on this one.
Leave my Batman alone. I love Batman. He's cool. Everybody fears him. But no, I don't know. I'm intrigued to see this
Well,
match.
everyone fears the Batman. I mean, Aaron Rodgers, apparently, because they don't want to play in overtime.
But he does have his kryptonite, which seems to be Tom Brady. So
Kryptonite. His kryptonite is the NFC Championships.
yeah, he can't seem to get past that. Yeah, you're right.
He can't pass that. He got one Super Bowl the whole entire time,
Yeah.
and like everyone's treating him like he's the most greatest thing. I'm sorry, but Tom Brady got how many rings? Just saying.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But yeah, I'm intrigued with this match only with the passing part of the game because with the Green Bay's offense ranking 9th, defensively Cleveland can play. they can stop the passing game. So I want to see how intriguing this is going to be trying to stop Aaron Rodgers throwing. And so if they're going to have to, if Aaron Rodgers is going to have to rely on the rushing game because he can't seem to get that ball in the air. So I'm intrigued to see this, but I think at the end of the day, he got too many tricks up his sleeve. I think the Packers win this game at home.
All right, the Colts versus the Cardinals.
This is a good game. I'm definitely leaning towards the Colts in this one. I'm not really sold on what the Cardinals are looking like right now. I mean, Jonathan Taylor is just a whole different animal right now. Um, and it would shock me, honestly, if Arizona did pull out this upset. To me, it'll be an upset. I know they're at home. I know they got the better record, but I just think completely Indianapolis is a more complete team than Arizona is right now.
If
And
the
they got,
Colts continue running that ball,
yeah.
you
They don't
know,
have to. I don't think they have to change
Mhm.
anything right now. Don't change that
No.
game plan. What you stuck with last week against New England, keep that going. You know, and show the NFL that we can play with the big dogs, and we can show you what when we get to the playoffs, we're going to be a real threat to be reckoned with. So I got the Colts winning this game.
Absolutely. And this game is watched on the NFL Network Saturday night. So check that out.
Merry
Hey, let's move
Christmas.
over
Yep.
to Sunday. Yeah, let's move over to Sunday, the post-Christmas era, and let me see how many gifts are out there for
Oof.
the Giants and the Eagles. They face
Mm.
each other at Philadelphia. I'm picking Philly on this one.
Yeah, I got Philly. I mean, the Giants are just a mess everywhere, starting at the quarterback position. Their defense just they're just all over the place. You know, so yeah, I got the Eagles grinding out this game. Maybe
Now
put
they're better, man, because they disappointed me at MetLife Stadium. And yes, I am a Giants fan,
yeah, I
but
know.
Jalen Hurts need to do his thing. Come on now.
Nah, come on, man. Tell me about it. Yeah,
All right, the Lions and the Falcons.
Lions and Tigers and Bears. Oh my. You know, that was kind of intriguing that the Lions won that game last week, you know, and the Falcons just kind of flip-flopped, you
I'm
know.
not surprised. I'm telling you, I'm not surprised. I did made some money off the Lions this past weekend. Um, the spread was in their favor. I just, dude, the Lions are just a much better team, and we said this weeks ago when they were winless that this is the best winless team than when they actually went 0-16.
Because you know, your betting person is your favorite to bet on the Lions because the Lions, I think 9-5 against the spread. They're on fire this year against the spread. They know how to cover. They just can't seem to win the games. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I just
Somebody told him.
I'm like,
Somebody told him, like, "Yo, you got to win the game,
yeah,
not Vegas. They're
for
in the
real.
Vegas Bowl."
Right. I don't know, man. I don't like this game. I think Atlanta's going to win this game. That's just my opinion. To me, the Lions are they're really inconsistent too. I mean, I feel bad for them, but I'm not going to sit here and just because I feel sorry for them, I'm going to root for them. I think the Falcons will
No,
tweak. It's going to be a close game. I won't be surprised if the Lions cover again. 3.5.
right. Well, I'm
They
going
can
for the
cover.
Lions in this game to win outright. To be
Okay.
honest with you,
No,
So
I
that's our
can't,
first disagreement on this one.
and you know, I can't be mad about that honestly because
Right.
Detroit has proven us that they can do it when they want to. Just
All right, Ravens versus the Bengals.
hey, I said it before. I think the Bengals are the better team in that division. I just think that the Ravens are still kind of banged up. I got the Bengals winning this game. It's going to be a close game, but I got the Bengals winning this game. I think if the Bengals, you know, they beat Baltimore in week 7. Okay, so they have control of this right now. And I think they don't I don't think they need to let up on this right now. You know,
No,
and I don't think Baltimore's defense can stop much of anything right now, especially in the passing game. And so I think Cincinnati would do enough in the air to get this game going and beat the Ravens. That's
all
just me.
right, here we go. The Rams visits the Vikings, and this is a must-win for both teams, especially the Rams trying to move up into a higher seed and win that division. But I have the Rams over the Vikings. I think Stafford will. I mean, Stafford's familiar with the Vikings defense, so he should go in there without an issue with a better talent than what he had with the Lions, and he should do some damage. I take the Rams to blow out the Vikings. I said it. Yes, so the Rams should blow out the Vikings in this game.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting to see Matthew Stafford return to the NFC North where he used to play with, you know, but in a different uniform now. So I think a lot of people are looking for the upset here, but I don't see it happening. I think the Rams are peaking at the right time, especially on defense. I take the Rams over the Vikings in this game also.
All right, the game of the week, which mainly is going to be talking about the Bills versus the Patriots. So we already know what happened. Um, Bill Belichick, I laughed because he just said, "Man, he run them down, man. He got time to running them down." So, um, will he do that again? It's going to be a different type of ball game. And we're looking at the weather. It's going to be 40 degrees. It's going to be clear skies. So we're not going to worry about any windstorms or any snowstorms because we're supposed to get maybe a light covered snow the day before. So that's not a factor. But what's going to be a factor is, do the Bills have enough to make this revenge game and perform better than the Patriots? I believe so. I think this one they're not gonna they're not gonna rest easy on this. I believe the Bills and Josh Allen will overcome the obstacles and by a field goal defeat the Patriots.
I'm really surprised by this because I thought we were going to disagree because I picked the Bills preseason saying that they're going to go to the AFC for the Super Bowl, and I really thought that you and I were going to disagree on this one because yeah, it was an ugly game the last time they played, but I felt like this is going to be the redemption for Buffalo. What I'm really intrigued about is the defenses on both sides of the ball. Okay, New England's defense is third overall. Buffalo's defense is number one overall. We're talking about the number one versus the number three defense in the league right now. So to me, this is going to be a very low scoring game. I don't think the offense is going to play too much a factor. I mean, there's going to be some points out there, but whatever the over under is, I will take the under on it. Honestly, I think the defense is going to show up and show out on both sides. I just think that Buffalo's offense is just a little bit better at this point than New England's. So I will take Buffalo even by a field goal in this game. So I take Buffalo.
And let me remind you that the winner of this game will be guaranteed first place in the AFC East. And if the Bills should win, they're rocking solid and looking
Right.
good to
Yeah.
finish out and winning that title. The
Yeah.
Jaguars versus the Jets. So matter of fact, look at that. We went from the fighting for first place to, I don't know what bowl game you want to call this, but it's the Jaguars and the Jets.
Yeah, the battle of the Jays. I don't know what you want to.
I
I don't
don't
know.
know, but I'm telling you what, the line is even on both ends, 41.5 over under. I'm taking the Jets to win.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take the home team on this one. I mean, seriously, the Jaguars are just more ate up like soup salad than the Detroit Lions at this point. So, yeah,
Talking
I'll take.
about soup sandwich, I'm looking at the Panthers right now. They're hosting the Buccaneers, and Sanders, right? The Bucks lost me, muffler, and got shot out by the Saints. I don't want to hear about Tampa. So maybe you want to hear about Tampa in this game because if I'm Tom Brady and you coming from a loss, you out there to get back on track. And I feel sorry for the Panthers, but I got a feeling the Buccaneers are going to run over the Panthers on this one. So
Yeah, I
I
don't
mean,
know.
it's -10, but I will push it to -20
I will.
because that's
Yeah.
how bad the Panthers are right now.
Oh yeah, and the Buccaneers are smart. I mean, okay, so Leonard Fournette goes down. They go get Le'Veon Bell. You see, they just don't sit on the injury of their players. They're gonna go out and try to find somebody to use as a replacement that's good enough, you know, and fill that void so they can continue on looking at the mission. And the mission is to get to the Super Bowl, not just win the division and win the conference, but get to that Super Bowl. And the Buccaneers are doing the right thing. They see where the injuries are. They got Antonio Brown back. I know Godwin is down and out. Okay, Fournette is out, but that's not stopping them. They just on the right track. And
Absolutely.
for that, the Buccaneers are just going to wipe the floor with the Panthers on this one. Sorry, Kitty Cat, but your 9 lives are up after this.
Chargers and the Texans. I have the Chargers on this one.
Yeah, what? Let's not go into any analytics about this. I just got the Chargers being Houston on this one.
All right. Now let's look at the 4 o'clock game. The Broncos visit the Raiders. What type of Raiders are we going to see? But then again, for the Broncos side of the house, they don't have Terry Bridgewater, who suffered a concussion. He seems to be all right. And for those of you that saw that game last week, I was like concerned because the way he landed face downward and everything else. I was like, oh man. And this past weekend's nothing but devastating injuries, man. And it's sad, but you know what you're getting into when you're playing this game.
No, I
But
know it.
I to be honest with you, I'm at a loss here of who to pick. So let me hear you, and let's see where we go from there.
Yeah, this game is to me. I think this is a pick'em game. I don't know if they had the Raiders favored in this game. But I think they had the
No,
Broncos.
it's even, dead
Okay,
even.
see, so it goes back and forward here, and the Broncos lost to the Raiders back in Week 6 at home. So now, you know, they got to go to Las Vegas to try to win this game. And the Raiders, they look like soup sandwich. They barely beat a COVID infested Browns team, and you're excited about that, okay? I mean, really, are you really excited about that? To me, you shouldn't be. I mean, to me, I think the Broncos and the Raiders are really match up evenly. Overall, offense versus defense, they're evenly matched on both sides of the ball. I think the Broncos favored their defense a little more than their offense. So I think the Broncos, they may not have Teddy Bridgewater, but I think they're going to find a way of coming back on this game. They'll squeak out and edge out a small victory, maybe a 1 or 2 point win at Las Vegas. So I am going with the Broncos to win this game. I didn't like the way the Raiders played this past Monday. I think was it Monday or Tuesday? See, I'm just getting all confused. But the way they beat the
Yeah.
Browns, they had to come back. That, and Derek Carr looked like he just won the Super Bowl. Come on, dude. I'm
Now
sorry.
the Broncos did pick up a quarterback within the last couple of days to put him in the practice squad. Andrew Lock, yeah, it's Lock, right? Or Drew Lock?
Drew Lock.
Drew Lock, excuse me.
Yeah.
Drew Lock is scheduled to be the starter, and the fans are not happy with Lock. So let me see if he's going to be locked in to
Yeah.
give the Broncos a victory. Who you going for again?
I'm going with the Broncos on this one. I think this is too easy for the Raiders to try to get the clean sweep against the Broncos. I think the defense is going to make the difference in this game against the Raiders offense. I think if they could pick up some slack for Denver, what they're missing, what they're lacking on offense, and keep them in this game, I think the Broncos will win this four-quarter battle and beat the Raiders at least by 1 or 2 points. Maybe a
Because
20,
this game is so
20-18.
even, I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna go for the Raiders.
Okay.
I'm gonna give them a chance.
Okay.
David Carr, he got to look, man. He threw over 4,000 yards. You got 19 touchdown passes. I know he struggled against the Broncos defense, but now we're back in Las Vegas. This is make it or break it, man. You
Yeah.
lose, you out, and that's the attitude they have. They're both 7-7.
Yeah.
But the Ravens' high expectations should have been owning the West when they needed to. And with all the stories happening with the head coach being fired, from their wide receiver getting arrested for a DUI and everything else, I mean, it just week after week, they just got more bad news. This is it for them right now.
Yeah, and I agree.
Shut up,
I mean,
put up or shut up. And that's what it will boil down to.
and both of them are 2-3 in their last 5 games. Okay, and out of the 2 wins that they've got in the last 5 games, they both got one impressive win. The Broncos
Mhm.
beat the Chargers, and the Raiders beat the Cowboys. Okay, so to me, this is still even. I can't find anything that's going to take one over the top of the other. I just feel that the Broncos are too good to let this be a clean sweep for the Vegas. So that's why I think the Broncos will go on the road. I think this will be a road battle between these two. So
All right, the Bears versus the Seahawks.
how does Russell Wilson say? Go Hawks. I mean, come on, man. I mean, the Bears are like in the same situation.
No, I mean, you said, come on, man. It's going to be 29 degrees. It's going to be freezing cold. I don't even know if Justin Fields is able to play well, he did play for Ohio State. So,
The Bears are in
but
the
you
same
know
boat
what?
as this
These are
guy.
the games that the Bears can do something.
Come on, now that they're talking about coach firing their coach, I mean, come on. They're
Well, they
in the
said
same
that.
boat.
That's what I said. They've been saying that from the very beginning. Why
Nah.
not? I'm serious. I'm dead serious, man. I'm dead serious. You don't think the Bears have a chance against the Seahawks?
I mean, the Seahawks have a couple of holes that that their offense may be able to exploit, but I don't know. I don't think that the Seahawks are going to be able to allow the Bears to come into their house and do what they want to at will at a 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time No, I'm sorry. I think,
The Bears look like a real team in the first half against Green Bay 2 weeks ago. Okay.
but you got to play 4 quarters to win the game. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're right. And they didn't do that. But then you got the Seahawks were able to defeat the 49ers. They did beat the Texans 33-13.
Yeah,
They
but
did lose to the Rams.
the Bears,
So
the Bears have a weak pass defense, and I think that could be exploited by Russell Wilson, and I think he can do what he has to
all right.
do. So
You
I
got me
got
convinced. I'll stick with the Seahawks.
okay.
I will. I will. Just something tells me, man, like the Bears ain't all that bad. Only the head coach.
We'll talk about that next week when they play the Giants. Okay.
Steelers versus the Chiefs. I'm sorry, the game is over for the Steelers. The Chiefs will win, and that's it. Exclamation mark. Steelers will be eliminated after this weekend.
Yeah, I think so too. I think this will be the nail in the coffin for them. I think they had a good run. They should have won some games there's games that they should have won that they didn't. Um, so this is it. They had a good story, but put the nail in the coffin for them and their season. Chiefs all the way on this one.
All right. And once again, this show is brought to you by CMG Sports Podcast Network. Hey, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Facebook. It's all four downs. Not only that we're covering the NFL picks, but we're also covering the college football. Stay tuned as the bowl season's already started, and we're getting closer to the semifinals for the national championship. So, hey, man, I'm going to tell you what, we got two more games to talk about.
Yeah.
And one of those is Sunday Night Football, the Washington football team versus the Dallas Cowboys. Dude, I just, right now, to be honest with you, I think the Cowboys are set. And because, and again, man, it's just COVID is really taking its toll. Washington football team was hot. They were running it. They almost came back to beat the Dallas Cowboys. One mistake led to another. And I think Dallas right now is in good shape to be like, you know what, let's clinch, let's make this happen. And I think that run that Washington had, I think they're out of fuel. So, and this is the reason why I'm picking the Cowboys to win.
Yeah, I mean, they just played a couple of weeks ago, and the Cowboys was handling that game pretty well until they almost coughed that game up. But the Cowboys rank in the top 10 in passing and rushing, and I think I believe they do have the number one overall offense in the NFL, despite how Dak Prescott is playing as a quarterback. But I know anything can happen when it comes to a division game, but I just don't see the Cowboys letting this one slip away at their fingertips. Especially 10 points, 10 to minus 10, something like that. Yeah, I got the Cowboys winning this game. I think the Washington's offense is going to match up well with Dallas's defense. They're kind of both shaky on both sides, but I think Dallas's offense will definitely put up the points against Washington's defense. The football team's defense is just all over the place here. So I got Dallas winning this game.
All right, last one, Monday Night Football, the Dolphins versus the Saints. Look, I understand Dolphins are winning 6 in a row. They're doing one hell of a job, but that shit's going to stop, man. The Saints are going to win at home. The Saints are playing hard. Kamara is playing. And I know Tua Taco. Oh, my God. I can't even say his name anymore.
I could barely spell his name. I'm not going to.
Tua and Waddle, I know they're a great combination, but 6 in a row I think is a little bit too much for the Dolphins right now. And the Saints should be able to cover since they're not favored. The game's only a point and a half. So you might as well just say pick them. So I got the Saints winning.
No, I got the Saints winning this game too. I like the Dolphins' run, man. I mean, it's very impressive what they've done, 6 in a row. But I think it just ends right here. I think their offense is not going to be able to match up. Talk to me.
So this is my cousin. Hey, big shout out to my cousin Edgar, Eddie Linares. He's a big Dolphins fan. And my heart goes to him and to the rest of the Dolphins. They just got pure bad luck, man. I mean, look, when was the last time you ever reached the Super Bowl? I mean, it's quite a time. They're looking like the Boston Red Sox of Major League Baseball, 80 plus years before they won the Super Bowl. So, look, I like the Dolphins. Don't get me wrong, and I like that winning streak, but I just don't see them winning 7 in a row, especially when you see an unbalanced Saints. You don't know what you're going to get out of the Saints too. I mean, I think both teams are the same way. You know, there's not an identity on both sides of the team, and like I said, injuries has been effective on both sides, more so to the Saints, because the Saints and the Ravens are almost the same. They're just losing players left and right. But I just got to give it to the Saints, man. I think Kamara is the key to running the game, and Sean Payton will be back to manage his team. So that's why I'm picking the Saints on this one.
Yeah, I try to break it down. I'm like, okay, well, the Saints are not that good at home, but the Dolphins are not good on the road. You know, I'm like, where can I find that one missing piece here to say that this is going to be a definitive win? I mean, I just know that if the Saints can score first or if they have the lead at halftime, they are guaranteed to win this game. They've been doing it all year. They're undefeated when they score first. They're undefeated when they lead at halftime. If they can control the ball, control the clock against Miami, I think they can win this game. I mean, they're coming off an impressive win against Tampa Bay. I hope that doesn't get to their head, playing another Florida team. So, you know, just put that out there. So, but yeah, I got the Saints winning this game.
Hey, man, look, if you're trying to bet on this game, the Dolphins are 7-6 compared to the Saints. They were 7-7. So this is a hard one to pick.
They're both 7-7.
They're both 7-6-1 for the Dolphins.
On what?
On the spread.
Oh, the spread. Okay.
Yeah, the spread.
Okay.
So this is very difficult to pick. I will stay away from this game.
I would too. Yeah. But it'd be fun to watch though. That definitely one.
Oh yeah, Monday night, man. What else? And I'm on vacation too.
Me too. Get your pickle, popcorn, and drink ready, baby.
I ain't Lane Kiffin. Hey, look, overall, listen, Hector and I are tied. Yeah, we're at 131, 91-1.
That's our record.
All right. So big props to Thursday Night Football for Hector, 12-5. But big props to me. Monday Night Football, I know. Yeah, I'm 13-3. Surprisingly, awesome. But I have to thank you, Hector, because you're the one that's keeping up with all the stats and everything.
Yeah, it's awesome. I like it. You know, it goes to show that, again, you know, for the viewers who don't know anything about you and I, we've known each other for so long, man, over 2 decades, man. And this right here shows that we are just so evenly matched. Our records are identical. You're good on one side on Monday night. I'm good on the Thursday night. This is just awesome, man. It's like you put both our brains together. There's nobody that's going to be able to compete with us, man. It's like if we come to a tie at the end of week 17 or week 18, oh my God, man.
We're going to have to do our brackets for the playoffs.
Yeah, we have to do something.
That'll be the tiebreaker. But speaking about tiebreakers and everything else, thumb wrestle. While you're bullshitting, I used to collect these NFL pencils, right? We used to do a pencil break, right? Yeah. So this is middle school stuff, man. Right, exactly. So we used to my Giants used to represent. And yes, I know my cousin is listening, but Miami Dolphins also represented me because that pencil never broke. I'm just saying. That was probably the only win it got. But anyways, thank you for listening to All 4 Downs podcast. Again, this is Hector and myself, Ovi Muniz. Tune in every week as we get ready for the playoffs. And also don't forget to tune in to and subscribe to the YouTube channel because the bowl season is here and it's coming up tonight. I'm going to tell you the rest of the bowl games. I'll keep you up to speed on what has happened so far in the last week and a half and what to expect for the national titles. My prediction that's coming up soon. But before I let you guys go, the HHW Show podcast is coming back in January, starting with day one's pay-per-view. That's right. The pay-per-view is happening on January 1st. But check this out, man, because this is our premiere introduction. You don't want to miss it.
Turn it up, turn it up. 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 turn it up, 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 turn it up.
And that's right. Coming in this January is the HHW Show podcast presented by CNG Sports Network. Before we let you go, we want to say to everybody, all the listeners, thank you for your support. Thank you for watching. And Merry Christmas to everyone.
Merry Christmas.